they just gonna give up. These are just regular folks, man. Of the
Well, you're appreciative for that, for what you said.
Go on, bro.
Proverbs 24, verse 10.
Yeah.
If thou faint in the day of adversity, thy strength is small.
Yeah, that. Oh, nice.
Need we say more, man?
Need we say more? Read that verse again.
Proverbs 24, verse 10. If thou faint in the day of adversity, thy strength is small.
Because all of us are in adversity. The whole nation is in adversity.
That's right.
But like you said, brother, they've given up. Why? Because their strength is small.
Yeah,
so,
and the word day, this is the 1,000th year. This is a day.
Right.
So this is the day of our. This is the third day of adversity.
Absolutely.
And our people have given up, so they're small.
Right, because their strength.
They're from beneath.
Right.
We're from above.
That's why Yahweh Shah said that too.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. A portion of wise, I'll say. Right. So the thing about it is these regular jakes out here, they're nothing but regular people. Because if they were us, then their strength would be large. That's how it is, right? We're able to come into the truth and maintain being in the truth, right? And able to keep who we are as a people all throughout this adversity.
Right.
Why? Because our strength is bigger than their strength. So when you're dealing with the average Joe Blow Jake on the street, you're dealing with a commoner, man. A future commoner that's going to be a commoner in the kingdom.
Yeah, for real. And but they'll be better than all these heathens, man.
Yeah.
You know? So the Lord said, the Lord is merciful, you know. You can't say the Lord is not merciful.
Even your own mother, your own father, they're all commoners, man. They're all future commoners in the kingdom.
Daniel 2 and 20, and it says, Daniel answered and said, blessed be the name of the Most High forever and ever, for wisdom and might are his. And he changeth the times and the seasons, he removeth kings and setteth up kings, he giveth wisdom unto the wise and knowledge to them that know understanding.
I read that bit again, say Kings.
Says he changeth the times and the seasons, and he removeth kings and setteth up kings, he giveth wisdom unto the wise and knowledge to them that know understanding.
Now let's give an example of that. It's in this book. Because we ruled the so-called Middle Ages. And the brother was talking to that Sicilian guy, Southern Italian, that Jake, all right? And we're talking about we ruled in the Middle Ages, but a lot of that has been hidden now. You know what I mean? But the Lord said he set up kings and bringeth down. He brought down the Edomites through Septimus Severus, man. Now let's see how they were living in that time, man. All right? When I read this, I laugh a lot, man. Praise the Heavenly Father. Without alcohol.
So this is Nature Knows No Color Land. J.A. Rogers is the author, and this is page 60 on Spain and Portugal. It says, the third paragraph, the whites thought marriage with the Moors an honor.
And the Moors are who? Our people, man. You know? But it's just a generic term which means black. Like today we're called, what's it called? You can get that, Deuteronomy 28 and 37. Today they're calling us West Indian, Ghanaian, Sierra Leonean. Sierra Leonean means Lion Mountain. Why would you go by those words? That's more proof. That's why that devil that came up, he said, oh, everyone says their book is the best. If he stuck around, we will prove to him that this Bible is true. Slavery, printed before it happened. World War III, Russia and America going at it. Printed before it happened. How do you explain that? But he was a devil. Continue reading on.
Moors were then the foremost power in Europe.
There you go. We were the foremost power. We have the power. Remember that cartoon, He-Man? Power of Grayskull?
Yeah.
Hey, the Lord's going to give us better than that, man. And in that time, we hated them, man. For about 500-600 years.
But yeah, they were still cleaving onto us.
Yeah, of course, but we hated them passionately. The only change now is because when they came back to power.
Because you gotta understand, right? Because what you just read there, this is the whites felt that it was good to marry into the Moors.
Honor.
It was honor. So you've even had sellout crackers too. You had crackers that wanted to sell out and wanted to be Jakes. Just like how you have Jakes that wanted to be like Edomites. You probably had Edomites that wanted to be like Jake back then. Because they saw the prestige. So it's all about the physical appearance, man. That's what people are dealing with.
But that's crazy how back then we had such high self-esteem in ourselves, where we knew that we were the image of divinity. Because back then we had the icons, we had authority and governance over the merchandise, the riches, the lands, and we had high self-esteem. We had the media back then. We didn't have TV. It was artwork. It was the icons. That's what fueled our self-esteem and our ego to make us understand that we were superior over the whites. That God, that the apostles, the saints, were all us, the Israelites. You know what I'm saying, of our heritage. You understand? But now I see, fast forward in the 21st century, we don't have that self-esteem as a people because we've been highly deceived by the devil, as the scripture says in Revelations 20, how the serpent deceived the nations into thinking that covering up the faces of the judges, making us think that they're the image of divinity.
Yeah, but the reason why they're
using their media, you know what I'm saying, their icons to deceive us. You know how the devil has changed everything around. It's crazy how we're reading this, and then it's like the complete opposite. That we think it's an honor to marry among them now.
No, you know what I'm saying? But you gotta understand. You gotta understand. The reason why it's like that because one nation's been conquered. So if you've been conquered as a nation, you're gonna think that you're nobody. Obviously, that's gonna happen. The reason why Jake thinks the way he thinks about so-called white people, because they've conquered the earth, man. So whoever conquers the earth, that's the person, that's the nation that's gonna get the respect. You understand? So back then, the reason why the whites respected us back then because we were conquering them. That's why they respected us at the time. So it's all about being conquered. Okay, excuse me, being the conqueror, gaining the respect. So that's how it's going to be when Yahweh Shai comes back and we raise up on the scene. We're going to conquer all of the nations, and therefore the nations are going to be conquered, and they're going to respect us. Okay, that's the reason why you got the so-called Europeans. They felt honored to marry into the Moors because they were conquered by the Moors.
Yeah, man.
Okay, it's just that simple. The reason why our people, admire the Edomites is because they're in the power seat. No, it's just that because they're in the power seat. That's all it is.
Slave mentality as well, man.
Yeah, because the Edomites back then, they had the slave mentality too. Because we conquered them.
We don't have a slave mentality because we know the truth.
No, I'm saying the majority of our people. I'm saying the majority of our people, they have that mentality just to let us know we've been conquered. That's all it is.
Yep. I'll give a quick example, and probably keep reading. On the tube, this Polish woman was arguing with a Jake.
No, not us. We ain't got no slave mentality.
Well, he wanted Jake, well, whoever it was, but it was an Israelite, right? And then the Polish woman went, "You guys have got a problem because you are slaves, yeah?"
Yeah, she's right.
And as soon as he said that, man, about 4 or 5 Jakes got up, and one of them said, "This is England." Yeah, but England's racist. Why are you surprised?
Oh my days, man.
You know, that's what one guy said. This is England, you can't say that. Hey, this country was built off of our blood, man.
Yeah, exactly.
You can say out your mind, man.
But that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Because they've been conquered. Jake has been conquered. Yeah, it's that too. But mostly they've been beat down. When you've been beat down to a pulp constantly, psychologically, physically, ongoing for years, for centuries, you're gonna think that you ain't shit. That's what it's gonna be. If you can see, everything works by repetition. So if I keep saying to this brother, right, I keep brainwashing this brother, look brother, you ain't shit, and I beat him down, and I hit him to let him know, to make him feel that pain, that he's nothing. Eventually he's gonna believe it, because I put him in that position to believe in that. So the reason why our people are so the way that they are, because they've been beat the fuck up. And that's why our people, they don't really want to, you even got the 2/3 of our people, they don't see the reason to prosper. They actually like living that ghetto lifestyle. They like living in the hood. They like living under privileged situations. They like it. Why? Because they've been beat down and conditioned to live that lifestyle.
That's right.
Because naturally our people, we're royal.
Yeah.
We're a royal people, and that's why our people, when they go get them a little money, they gotta spend a lot of money. Because they royalty. But the reason why they like being this royal or being underprivileged people and just being a damn slave in the mind is because they've been conquered. And they've been continually conquered through the media, psychologically and physically. So when you're being beat down on all aspects of you, you're gonna feel like you're defeated. You're gonna feel like you ain't shit. But the thing with us, the men that have walked into this truth, we don't have that feeling because we've been awoken to who we are. We've been restored.
We're free.
And we're free.
So we're free.
And that's true, man. Let's tell you with the book.
It says they were the conquerors and the whites, the conquered.
There you go. So we conquered them, man. We even had a slave trade called the Barbary slave trade in North Africa. Some of them were jakes, and they would get crackers and bring them to North Africa and make them build their castles.
And they would do it. They would do it.
And there's a good book about it called White Gold. Go and look it up. So there's a tracker that always goes outside the Liverpool Slave Museum saying that we got enslaved too. And he mentions the Barbary slave trade. He's right. He's right. But again, guess what? You're going to be a slave again, man.
Yeah, I was about to say that.
Yeah, you're going to be a slave again. Because history repeats itself.
And you're going to build more castles.
And you know what too, and it's not even about getting emotional. It's about understanding of how nature works. It's not even about getting emotional over the whole ideal, because like you just read, brother, you read about how the whites felt honored to marry into the Moors.
Yeah.
Although the Moors was kicking them scrub the ass. While the Moors was kicking them scrub the ass, they still felt that it was needful to marry into the Moors. The same people that was whooping their ass.
Yep.
So why is that? Because they had that slave mentality was beaten into them. They were conditioned into that conquered state of mind. And that's going to happen all over again. In the kingdom of heaven, these Edomite women, the same with the so-called black women, those who Edomites, because of their prestige and their position in life, they're going to just totally do away with their man, and they're going to be flocking to the men of Judah or the men of whatever consecutive tribe.
Yeah.
Why? Because they're going to see the prestige, and they're going to see that their men have been conquered.
Yeah. It's likely they're going to see that God is with us, man.
And that too.
You know?
That's the final level of cup.
I know actual black women that believe that white people are superior to them. I've actually had a conversation, and she told me that they're superior to us. And when she said that, I didn't know what to say to her because I can't tell the truth because that's too much for her.
Right.
You understand? So I'm looking, I'm thinking, you know, I'm trying to say you don't know what to say to that. What do you say to that?
But you know
what I'm
though.
saying?
Yeah.
And you're thinking, you're saying, if you only knew the truth, none of that shit would matter to you. You would know that you're over them, but just because of what we did in the past, that's why we're fucked up right now.
Yeah, but you know though, in a sense, she's right. She's right. Because physically what she's seeing is that when she sees her man or her kind, and she sees the so-called white people doing good, she's gonna think that. Because she sees that in the physical, but yet naturally we are superior to them.
Right.
That's why no so-called white man can stand out here and read the Bible. They can't do what we do. They don't have the biological setup to do it. They ain't got the ability. They don't even believe in the Bible. They think it's nonsense. They think it's bullshit. Okay, and they don't have faith either. They're not a faith-based people. All they know how to do is to wrought wickedness on the earth. But as it stands right now, if we're being honest, they do look superior because they're in power right now. All right, so whoever's in power, that's who the people are going to flock to. That's who women are going to flock to. The one that's in power. It's all about power.
Remember, they've got no wisdom, so obviously.
And that too.
And that too, man. Like, keep reading this.
It says,
Because basically, this was trading places. They were the Romans. We destroyed the Romans. But what do they say in your school system? They say the barbarians destroyed the Romans. That's what they were calling us, man. Yeah, man.
how dare they?
How dare you? You know? But hey, they're our enemies, man. And they show it. They show it every day, man. I'm not fooled by them, man. All right? See?
In such a case,
Yep.
says Roy Nash, it would be an honor for the white to mate or marry with a governing class.
There you go.
And the reason being because we were kicking their ass. So when the nation gets their ass whooped, they're gonna flock to that nation that's whooping their ass. That's how it was throughout the ages of time. So it's the same thing like now.
Yep.
So you really can't look at it from an emotional standpoint. If you can't get mad or pissed off. That's just human nature. You understand? So when let me get the sign of the other nations.
Oh, I think it's here. Oh no, it's that
So
one.
let's just say, right, we was whooping the ass to all these other nations, right? Which we're going to do in the future, by the way,
Yeah.
when the Lord rises on the scene. Hey, man, look, all of these other nations, they gonna flock to us even though they were whooping their ass.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
Okay, because that's what human nature. Stockholm syndrome. Okay, post-traumatic slave disorder. So the reason why people have that mentality because they've been beat down, they've been conquered, and that's the reason why they think that the so-called white man is better than them.
Right.
Okay, and they don't want to rise up against no ordinary so-called white man because they feel they have that fear in them.
Yeah.
But we can do it. Why? Because we've been free from this bullshit. But what I'm saying is when a nation gets their ass whooped by one other nation, that one nation is going to flock to that one nation.
Yep.
In other words, that nation is your bitch. Okay? And that's just the reality. I hate to say it like that, but right now we're under Esau right now. Man.
Yeah.
Okay? But it's going to come a time where these other nations, they're going to be our bitches real soon.
Right.
Just like how we're their bitch.
No homo.
Right.
Of course not. Of course not. We're in the hood. I can see. There's a little bit
So
more.
it says the Moors, like the Greeks and Romans, had a very low opinion of the whites to the north.
Yeah, because they had that royal mentality.
Of course. They were called what? It's like it. They were called what? The black nobility, man.
Right.
All right. So we had a very low opinion. This Edomite coming to me for a job.
Yeah, like,
Yeah,
get out of here.
And even in this book, it says that their kings and queens lived in barns, man. In barns. How the mighty fell, but we fell again.
That's hate. That's hate. So it says,
So we looked down on them. We looked at them like they were nothing, like how the whites look down on us right now. They look at us like we're nothing. But we did the same thing to them because we had that ruling class mentality.
And the Lord gave us that.
Yeah.
Remember Revelations 20 and 1, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. So like that's another proof that the white man's the devil. Because it said the devil and Satan
Right.
will be bound for 1,000 years.
Right.
Where were they? The Caucasus Mountains.
When the Caucasus Mountain.
There you go, man.
We look down upon it.
And the wheat and the tares parable proves that he's the devil. So tares among the wheats, the man that this is the devil.
Yeah.
I can see.
had they not beaten them often on the battlefield and with inferior numbers.
There you go, man. So just like the brother was talking about them spiritual gifts that the Lord's going to give the elect, Lord willing, what of it. The Lord gave us a rulership in that 1,000-year period. So to go from that to this shows you how much we must have been. And when you read upon it, we were very wicked back then, man.
Yeah.
All right. So you got a precept.
John 30.
Let's say, for example, right? Let's just say you a pimp, right?
Oh, Salaki, he must have got. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Just one more thing. Let's just say, right? It's like, for example, right? We know a pimp is wicked. Being a pimp is wicked as all hell. And you guys that are doing that, you're gonna be destroyed as well, man. But I'm just saying, right? Let's just say now you have a pimp and he has all his women with him, right? And he smacks them upside the head. He does whatever he wants to them, right? Guess what? They'll still be with him.
Yeah.
They'll still stick around him because they feel that sense of security or some sort of power. And not even that. You could just be a regular dude and you have a woman, and you put hands on her whenever you want to. You can't do that now because then you'd be arrested. But I'm talking about, let's just say the 60s, the 70s even. Because back then, men used to put their hand on their women a lot back then, right? And back then, women really couldn't do anything, and they kind of felt more secure at the time.
Yeah.
So it's the same thing with nations. If you have a nation, let's say we're a nation and we're beating everybody's behind, they're gonna respect us. They're gonna honor and respect us because not only are we whooping their ass, but they're gonna see the physical prestige that we have. Okay, now I don't want to use the term prestige, but I want to use the term, they're gonna see that royalty. They're gonna see that richness.
You're gonna see the order.
And they're gonna see order. So they're gonna want to be under us anyway.
Like right now, I don't go with the customs. But the reason why crackers sometimes they stop and they look at us because they're afraid, because they see Jake doing something constructive. They see us, they see an order here. They see certain black men, certain not black Israelite men standing out here in the streets with books.
Yeah.
That they're not used to seeing that. They're used to seeing Jakes being niggas.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Being wild niggas.
Being
Yeah,
wild
yeah.
niggas.
Yeah.
So now and no one's afraid of that.
Yeah.
They're thinking, a nigga like that, he never gonna rule the world.
Yeah.
We ain't never gonna amount to nothing. But when they see Jakes like in a certain order, they're thinking, oh shit, what's going on here.
Yeah.
Now, let's
And
find
that's
out
why
what
he
it's
was
about.
dread as hell.
Yeah.
You know, that's what they're afraid of. They're afraid of Jake coming onto some type of order, some type of civilized order.
Yeah.
You know, and with books in their hand, meaning intelligence, they're gaining some type of power or knowledge. That's what they're afraid of. That's why I said they stood upon their feet and great fear fell upon them that saw them, because they're used to having us in derision. You know, they're used to having us in derision. So when they see Jake are recollecting themselves, they're like, oh no, we need to get our shit together. You get what I'm saying?
Yep.
But it's a thing where in the kingdom to come, they're gonna fear the order, the governing. They're gonna fear the fact that we own everything. That they're literally you know what the scripture says, we shall go to them in the want of all things.
Yeah.
They're literally gonna come to us in the want of all things. You know, you get what I'm saying? Literally, if they need anything, they're literally gonna have to beg us. They're literally gonna have to be at our feet begging Ma'ad, please, master, water, wood, please, it's raining, I have nothing. And literally they're gonna be at our mercy completely. The Chinese, the Ammonites, the Ishmaelites, everything. Their husbands are gonna be begging, their wives are gonna be crying, their children are gonna be wailing. All right, they're gonna have nothing, and they're gonna only get what we ration to them.
And that's,
you get what I'm saying?
Yep, and that's how it was during the slavery of the so-called Negro.
Yeah.
That's why the black woman, she was doing what she was doing, because she was desperate. Yeah, read your precept, brother.
Isaiah 2:2, and it says, and it shall come to pass in the last days that the mountain of Yahweh's house shall be established in the top of the mountains.
Right in the top of all of the different governments. So our government is going to supersede the whole entire earth. And that's why, and it's like the brother said, I want to cap on what the brother was saying, because the reason why all of the nations are going to have to come to us for the one of all things is simply because we're going to take all things from them.
Right.
All right. The reason why we got to go to these devils for the one of all things, because they stole our goods. They stole us and they stole our goods. So now we got to go to them for everything. Even the truth, we have to go to them for the truth. Okay. Because even you know Abba Bivens, right? Abba Bivens, he actually formulated the truth by dealing with them so-called Jews, you know, and he added his own little twist to the movement, right? And he found out that he was an Israelite, so he studied them, he studied their culture and how they did it, and pretty much found out that we were the Jews and that we were to keep the customs, and then do a process of time, you know, the correct understanding came throughout the different elders. You understand? So everything that he saw, even who they are, their nationality, they're gonna have to get that from us again. We're gonna have to show them who they are, because they're not gonna find it by themselves. They're gonna be in such great degradation. They're not gonna know what the hell is going on. We're gonna whip them upside the head so bad they're not gonna know what's going on.
They're not gonna remember what we did to them.
If you think our captivity was bad, you wait until the Lord gets them.
Yeah, because we're gonna do to them double. So
that's the future.
And it says, and shall be exalted above the hills, and all nations shall flow unto it.
There you go. All nations are going to flow unto us, man. All right? That's the kingdom of heaven, being in rulership, man. Forever, it says. All right?
And it says, and many people shall go and say, come ye, let us go to the mountain of Yahweh, to the house of the power of Jacob, and he will teach us of his ways.
And when it says mountain, it's talking about governments, man. All right? The Lord likes structure, he likes order. The elect, Yahushai, King David, they're going to be like the superstars of the kingdom. Apostle Paul always says that. He says they're going to be like the superstars of the kingdom. When they walk out, everyone's going to try and mob them, and you know what I mean? They're going to bow down to us. So why would you jeopardize that for this?
That's what I'm saying.
This is rubbish, man. But you know what it is? It's a spirit. If you ain't got this spirit, you're going to love the world, man.
But this is the thing, and that's why people, they in this world, because like I said, they just commoners. They're regular folk. They're not high-level men. They're not high-level folk. They're just regular folk. They just doing the day-to-day basis. That's all they're doing. Corresponding what TV tells them. Just follow the norm. That's all they're doing. But the men of understanding are going to be the next to rule. And they're going to have that understanding, and they're going to understand that this society ain't shit, really. Because it ain't shit. It's not really. In comparisons to the world we're going to come into next.
Exactly.
Okay, this so-called white man's world ain't shit, really. When you look at everything how it is, it's all fucked up. Everything's tainted. Everything's all messed up, jacked up. This ain't nothing, man. But we can see that. But the majority of Jay can't see that because they don't have that ability. They're not the aristocracy.
The Lord is not giving them the eyes to see, man.
Right.
You know what I mean? They're blinded by their own ambitions.
Right.
Got any more than that?
And it says, and he will teach us of his ways, and will walk in his paths. For out of Zion shall go forth the law, and the word of Yahweh from Jerusalem.
See, it says he will teach them. All right, because the Lord is gonna, the elect are gonna be a kingdom of priests.